just want to say thank you for watching the Magnificent Mags channel. Thank you since my last video to all new subscribers, anyone who comments, shares, likes and turns on those notifications. Just want to say a massive thank you. It doesn't go unnoticed, it's very much appreciated. So I just want to say thank you. And as I just mentioned, please continue to like, comment, share, subscribe and turn on them notifications, because I've got a lot of cup final content coming soon, and I'm going to be doing a giveaway that's linked to the cup final to give away some of my old Newcastle United shirts. But the only way to do that, to get it out there, the word to everyone, is to like, comment, share, subscribe and turn on those notifications on all my channels. And I just want to say as well, please like, comment, share, subscribe, and again turn on those notifications for my friends at Magpie Ultras and Magpie 24/7. Thank you very much for watching. Hello everyone, happy Friday. Welcome back to the Magnificent Mags channel. Yes, I'm doing another video. Now, I just want to explain there's been a bit of an absence. I haven't done a pre or a long post-match video for Manchester City, but there's reasons for that. Just before that, you join us today just from the Black Path, Battle Hill, where rising sun. It's a nice day, wind is trying to pick up a bit, and I just want to say yes, the reason for the gap in videos is, well, one, since coming back from Birmingham for the FA Cup win, I was rotten. I felt ill. Also, I felt phlegmy, had a hacky chest, had a barking cough, I had constant headaches. I don't know what it was, but I know everyone has been suffering with a bit like the flu, whatever's going around at the moment, because it is the last throes of winter where it tries to hit you. But there's only 27 days till the spring equinox. Just get over this puddle. So we all can't wait for that. But one, I didn't want you to have to put up with my stupid voice, constant coughing and looking ridiculous on that video. And two, I don't think anyone really wanted a summary of Manchester City. That's why it was a quick video saying it was absolutely shit, because it was absolutely shit. Just to quickly cover that, all I'll say is my thoughts now after having the week to digest it before I go into Forest and cover other things. Yeah, I just think in them games like Manchester City, Eddie Howe does overthink it a bit. In them games, I do feel we should just be going in as a team, playing our own game, imposing ourselves on them. And look, whatever form Manchester City are in, and I know they got beat at the Bernabeu comfortably in 6-3 on aggregate in the Champions League in the week. Watched that game Wednesday night, and it was just frustrating seeing yet another team getting at City's vulnerable defence. And we didn't really do that. And we know we can, and we've seen they've got glaring weaknesses. But it's just one of them things at the moment when we go to these big stadiums, whether it be these mental blocks in City, yeah. We haven't won now with City in 25 years. It's going to be basically that, because the last win there was the 19th of September 2000, Alan Shearer's header at Main Road. We've never won at the Etihad except that random win in the League Cup where Rolando Aarons and Moussa Sissoko scored. But Eddie Howe does overthink these games, and I think we get caught between two minds, two formations, and then we're a little bit too passive, and then we're not imposing ourselves on them, so we're showing them a bit too much respect, and we stand off them. And as soon as that first goal went in, heads kind of dropped, and we just didn't get ourselves going. It was awful all over the pitch. I can't really defend anyone, but what I said in my summary, I think the standout players, everyone's been in agreement, was Lewis Miley, so it'll be interesting to see if he does get a start this weekend over Joe Willock or Sean Longstaff, which he should. But Miley was the only one who was brave, willing to try things, and credit to him, youngest player on the pitch. He's the only one making things happen, which is a bit embarrassing for the others. And you just want to think, we've got up for teams like Liverpool at home, City at home, we've beat Arsenal 3 times. 3 of their 4 defeats in all competitions this season have been to us. Yet we'll lose to the likes of, no disrespect, but in terms of club size, we're losing to Bournemouth, we're losing to Fulham, we've lost to West Ham. And you just think of which Newcastle will come this weekend. So what we're wanting is an aggressive Newcastle this weekend, identity Newcastle, like pressing on the front foot from the off, getting in their faces, get that first goal, get the crowd up. But yeah, it's just frustrating. Again, it's not the defeat that's the problem, because there's no disrespect in losing to Manchester City. I know some of the legs have gone, but they are still a quality team, and they are the last winners of the Premier League 4 times in a row. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Manchester City. It's just an opportunity missed, and we're dropped down to 7th. after Bournemouth's win and City's win. But the good news is we are still in touch with the Champions League places. We are only 3 points off at the moment. So if we can beat Forest, which I'll come to soon, then it'll get we're right back among the mix. So that's why it's a vital game. Just got a few more puddles to negotiate. It has been raining, despite it being rather warm the day. But yeah, put this hoodie on, put my coat on. But yeah, surprisingly, it's about 14, 15 degrees, so I'm a bit hot, which is strange to say for the back end of February. But I'm not complaining. Soon it'll be beer garden weather again. But let's go into a few other bits of news. Now, Wembley, yes, that's been carnage. I'm just going to swivel round, just go back up this way. We've chose to sit in section 142. We did pay the £108, £112 all in, with the ridiculous £2.90 postage fee, and then obviously the transaction fee of £1.90. But yeah, all the work going this time, unlike a couple of years ago, some missed out. So the cup scheme has helped. I know there's been a lot of anger and dismay over that on social media, quite rightly so as well. I can understand from a perspective, like, I'm fully with members who've been to games over season ticket holders who chose not to enrol in the cup scheme, yet they've been lumbered in pot 6 as well. So I'm totally with them, empathise. They should have done what Liverpool done and put them up there on the same level as those who'd been to the same number of games. So I totally empathise with members, because let's face it, I know people always go back and say there was plenty of season tickets available on Ashley. Yes, of course there was. And it's the same argument with loyalty points. But when people are paying £37 for a membership or more for Mags Plus, I'm not sure on the exact fees for being a season ticket holder, so I apologise if I've got that wrong. But when people are paying that before they even pay the cost for a ticket, then they get to go to these home games. Yes, they're locked out for away games, but they do get to go to these home games. And there was 4 home games. There was Wimbledon, there was Chelsea, there was Brentford, and there was the second leg. So some might have been to 3 or 4 home games, and then they're in pot 6. So I'm with you. Now the corporate argument, I can see that from both sides. Look, they are paying a lot of money. When Craig Hope broke the news that these are paying, what was it, £5,000 or something, so it works out £280 odd a game. Yeah, and see why 6 people have missed out and only 4 going out of the 10. And understand the frustrations, they've got a point. But at the same time, you're choosing to pay that money. If you've got it, surely you can afford a box at Wembley. And other people who are missing out, like members, as I've just said, who went to games, and why should they get priority over members just because you're paying a bit more? Look, it's your money, you can do what you want with it. I'm just thinking, yes, the system could have been a bit more fairer, but I can understand the reasons why the system is as it is. Now, just today, 12 p.m, that's closed the day for pot 5. So pot 5, people will find out by 5 or 6 p.m. tonight. It's rumoured to be about 5, could be 6, so we'll wait and see. But before the pot 5 ballot opened, there was approximately 1,200 tickets left, so we'll wait and see. And then there might be a few dribs and drabs here and there for pot 6. I can understand why loyalty points were taken into it, because again, some might have got the loyalty points and what used to be done sold to the coaches and hoarded, and then they didn't go to the games. So why should that be put over people with less loyalty points? That shouldn't come into it. If you're choosing not to go to the games, it should be on games attendance. So I fully back the club on that decision. I've had to choose which away games to go to. Now, City, it didn't come to my points. Liverpool, I chose not to go to, and West Ham as well. I'm not going to that on the Monday night. I know it's down to about 8 loyalty points at the moment. I think 8 or 9. I'll check that. But again, it's just Wembley's coming up. It's expensive for everyone, and you've got to prioritise your money, budget well, over other things. So that's just how it is. It's a fair system. If I don't go at the game and someone else gets to go as long as it's a full away end, fair enough. Everyone wants to go at the games, and I know I'm in a privileged position with a season ticket, so I just feel that's fair enough. They have decided to close Trafalgar Square and decorate and get it all ready for the Monday after the cup final. So yeah, it is bizarre in my opinion. Just thinking, yeah, why do they have to do it on cup final weekend? I mean, could they have left it open? But look, you've just got to find other ways to go, and look, it looks like we have. There's been issues, as reported, over Box Park. People couldn't get tickets when they went straight on at 6 o'clock. We were never going there. We want to do something a bit different than where all the crowds are going. We're thinking of Camden Town. That's brilliant. We went there after the second leg against Arsenal. Could go to Camden Lock. But never mind, you have to find somewhere else, don't you? And the police have just confirmed that it's going to be allowed on the streets of Covent Garden for drinking. So that's where we're planning on going anyway on the Saturday. We're going to do probably day drinks and then see if the crowds gather there or somewhere else. Then get food, have an early-ish night about 10 or 11, then we're fresh for the final. But that's where we're going anyway, but it's been confirmed, yeah, we can drink on the streets there, so that's exciting news. So yeah, any of you who also speak Italian, even though it's La Piazza in Italian for the square, it's the Piazza, that's a good place, and everywhere around there. So that's where most of the crowds will be going, but yeah, we're going to stick to that, or Camden Lock or Camden Town. If you've been to London before, you know either are brilliant. But anyway, let's get on to Forest. Getting into the preview now for Forest on Sunday. Both teams are going in some indifferent form after recently being in good form. Obviously, Forest flying high in third, and they fully deserve to be there, I've got to say that. What a job Nuno's doing. And Newcastle had previously been on the back of 9 consecutive wins. Couldn't make it 10, but yeah, the form's been a bit iffy for both teams. Newcastle come into this off the back of a mix in total of 3 wins and 3 draws, like mixed up in amongst that. And Forest come into that off the back of 2 wins, 2 draws and 2 defeats. They've both got prolific marksmen. Obviously, we've got Alexander Isak on 17 goals. Chris Wood just ahead of him. Remember him, yeah, Boxing Day, when he scored that hat-trick against them? Of course you do, yeah. Still wake up in cold sweats off that. But I've just got to say, yeah, fair play to Forest. They're doing so well this season. Just got to praise them. Nuno, because I know, well, before Nuno, Forest came in, and they came in with 6 loan signings when they came up. And then they've done a smattering of Premier League signings. They fought valiantly. There's some good against some odds, despite some indifferent results. They managed to stay up. So that's fair play to them. Nuno came in, they're a bit of a counter-attacking team, but since then, he's had a full pre-season with them. He's managed to get them competitive. They've scored some of the most set-piece goals this season. Last I checked in December, they won 7 and only conceded 2. So that's unbelievable. Like I think they're only behind in set-piece goals scored to Arsenal, then conceding only 2. Now counter-attacking goals, this is where Newcastle falls short. They're on 1. I think Liverpool are ahead on 12, but Forest are on 4. And look, you've got to praise them all over the pitch. They're solid defensively. They've got excellent signers in there. Who they've got? Matt Sells. Remember him under Rafa? He's excelled, no pun intended. Then they've got a strong defence in Murillo, Aina and Milenkovic. Then you go into the midfield as well. And other players they've signed. Moreno, they've got Morgan Gibbs-White. He's fantastic. Linking up well with one Jordi Maradona, Elliot Anderson. Such a pain to let him go. But you know what? He's in a system that's helping him flourish. I know he's playing a playmaking role, deep lying. But what I've seen of him, he's been absolutely fantastic. So fair play to him. And then obviously you've got other players in there, especially like Chris Wood. Chris Wood just firing, like I said, 18 goals up front, putting the goals away. Even Ryan Yates, he's kind of all like Bruno / Joe Linton / Kieran Trippier. I'm not saying an ability, but he's an annoying little shithouse, and he's doing that job well for them. So yeah, they've got that strong resilience all over the pitch, and the way they're playing at the moment, they're a bit like us in 2022-23. They've got that surprise package about them. They're strong defensively, they're not conceding much from set pieces, and yet they can sit in a low block and they can counter and devastate you on the counter like they did against Liverpool, especially at home, that opening goal from Chris Wood. I know they drew 1-1, but that was fantastic. And then obviously they've got other things that they have said they're a surprise package, so teams might work them out eventually, but when you're scoring so many goals, conceding so little, and they're actually clinical with the chances too. So they might get few chances, but they are putting them away. But what Forest have that we had in 2022-2023, more importantly, is rather than everything I've just mentioned, is momentum. Momentum's key. And you know what? Fair play to Nuno, because he got sacked by Wolves, sacked by Spurs, but he's getting his rewards. He's a good manager, and apart from this Sunday, because obviously I want to beat them, long may their run continue. Like we say with our teams at the moment, Villa and everyone in Bournemouth, as long as we're disrupting that Sky 6, long may it continue. It's great to see and fair play to them. So what do I want to see on Sunday? I just want to see Newcastle aggressive, as I've said before, on the front foot, in the faces, and just play a game. Look, I know they're a good team, but you've got to show a little respect. You've got to play your game on them. And look, I know you can lose games to teams who are good, but we're at home. And if we've got any aspirations of Champions League, then we've got to be beating Forest, because we could fall further behind. But if we win, we'll go up to 5th. We'll still be behind City on goal difference, but we'll be level on points, and we'll close the gap on Forest in 3rd to 3. And then the feel-good factor's back before we'll go to an absolutely solid game at Anfield. So, yeah, this game is massive. And I could say, as I posted yesterday, could be season-defining. We've just got to make sure we win this if we can at all costs. It's going to be a very, very difficult game, but it's certainly one I honestly feel that we can win. And we'll have to be going into that and winning, because, look, we know it didn't work in Manchester City. We had a back 5, Kieran Trippier, part of 3 centre-backs. It didn't work. He was woeful. It looked like he was running in treacle at times, unfortunately. And then for that 3rd goal, especially as well, from Marmoush for his hat-trick, he wasn't tracked by Tonali or Bruno. And as Bruno said, we've said before, is it an attitude problem? You don't want to think it is, but it's just like Bruno came out with. He said they were lazy, and that's something you don't want to hear from your players. So yeah, it was a frustrating result. But look, we'll put it to bed. We'll go again on Sunday, and it's one game that I feel we can win, and I think we will win. Play to our capabilities, get the crowd in it, play as we know we can. Like I said, aggressive, front foot in the faces. Play Miley as well from the start, give him a run, he deserves to play, and then we should be winning that game. And then we can go ahead and feel with confidence. But all I'll say as well is a couple other things before I round up is, it was reported today by Eddie Howe that Joe Linton, he's going to be back next week actually, surprisingly. He should be back in time for the Brighton game in the FA Cup last 16 at St James's Park. Unfortunately, Jamal Lascelles is still a while away. He's still working hard, but not likely to see until the end of the season. Dan Burns fine, so that's good news. So it'll probably likely be him and Fabi Shaw, because it's been reported by Eddie the day that unfortunately Sven Botman won't be available for Sunday. So that's unfortunate. He's still having issues with his knee. Love to see him fit and firing, because he's just honestly, he's a brilliant centre half. And I will be back with my post-match reaction on Sunday.